Hey, hi, I'm Jackie, and this is The Empowered Mind. Today's video is about self esteem. A lot of people talk about self confidence, and I'm happy to do videos on self confidence. The tricky bit is that depending on which area of your life you're looking for self confidence, if your self esteem is low in that area, it's not going to help you. So I thought, let's get right down to the crooks, right down to the root of the problem, and let's talk about self esteem. So, first and foremost, one thing I got to tell you about self esteem right off the bat is that you cannot generalize your self esteem. You cannot you can. You can say, for example, in general, overall, I have pretty high self esteem. But when it comes to my housework and cleaning skills, I'm dreadful. I don't think that I can do this at all. I just don't know what to do, that kind of thing. So it's very important that you understand that even though we do generalize it a lot and we make comments about people having high self-esteem or low self-esteem, that for the most part, it's impossible to generalize because there's areas in everybody's life, and I don't care who you are or what you're pretending to be, that your self esteem in that particular area could be lower than it is in other areas. And here's the tricky bit because if you're looking to improve your self esteem, there's a few things that you're going to be able to do, which I can help you with right away. It's going to take some practice and it's going to take an investment in your time to be able to do it, but you can help yourself build stronger self-esteem. All right. So the first thing that you can do is look at that particular area of your life. Well, actually, the first thing I want you to do is to, number one, just like I just said, recognize that low self-esteem isn't something that needs to be generalized. And typically when I'm working with people, sometimes even with youth, and they have really low self-esteem, and they come to me and they say, oh, I have really low self-esteem. And I'm like, well, how do you know you have so low self-esteem? And 9 times out of 10, they go, well, because I was told I have low self-esteem. And I was like, oh, okay. So somebody outside of your own head and outside of your own mind told you have low self-esteem and you believe them. And they said, yes, I believe them. And this happens more often than not. And sometimes when we're going through life and we're dealing with a really big problem that we don't know how to deal with, we will generalize those emotions, we'll take over, we'll generalize the emotions, and they'll start to creep into other areas of our life. But the fact is, if you can just narrow in on that problem or that particular area and pin down what is it that you have low self-esteem about, what specifically are you feeling that you do not believe you have the ability to deal with? That step is really important and really critical. And that step, just to repeat it in other terms, is to narrow down what specifically is making you feel bad about yourself. That's it. Now, if it's somebody else and something somebody else said to you that's made you feel bad and now you've lost belief in yourself, here's something that's really, really important. It's not what other people say to you that is doing the damage. Sure, it's not nice. They're a butthead for saying it and whatever. But that's not actually what's doing the damage. What's doing the damage for you is what you're telling yourself about what they said to you that's causing you a problem. That's causing your self-esteem to go down. And I'll give you a really, really good example. If somebody were to come up to you and you're out and you're just wearing your clothes, like your normal outfit that you feel really good in, and they said, hey, I don't like that shirt. You'd probably look at them like they were from Mars and go, good, well then I'll keep it or something like that. I really don't know. It definitely won't bother you unless, of course, you went out and you are already insecure about your body image, about the outfit you're wearing, about the shirt that you chose. If you are already worrying about those things, then absolutely when they make that comment, it's going to hurt your feelings, but it's not their words that are hurting your feelings. It's what you're telling yourself about what they said that's hurting your feelings. So you see, when it comes to self-esteem, if what somebody else has told you, I don't want you to hold any more weight to what other people are telling you until you have a moment and you take some time and you go inside and check for yourself if this is something that is important to you, or if you feel that they are correct with that. And if they are correct with that, well, then you can go ahead and change it, but you don't have to feel bad about it, but you can go and change it. That's an empowered mind. That's an empowered person would say, yeah, you know what? I actually don't like this about myself, so I am going to go in and change this. If you did like it about yourself, you just look at the person and go, thanks for, thanks for the whatever. And you move forward, okay? So the second thing I want to tell you about in self-esteem and building your self-esteem is you absolutely have to stop with the number one problem that people have when it comes to low self-esteem is you've got to stop creating it for yourself. And how you're creating it is by talking like crap to yourself about telling yourself that you can't, about looking for evidence and things in the past where you needed to do something and you didn't do a good job, and you're finding that evidence so you can feel really, really bad, which then lowers your belief in yourself even further. And if your belief in yourself is lowered even further, then you're going to have even less confidence to be able to go forward. So it's really, really important that you start to deal with the negative self-talk and you start to reframe yourself when that comes up. The only way that you're going to build self-esteem is to start to hone into your authentic self and what is important to you and it's what matters to you. That's really all there is to it. And when we're not behaving and we're not acting as we do when we have high self-esteem, it's because we've taken to heart, we've allowed somebody else's opinion of ourselves to be more value than our own opinion of ourselves. And then number two is we've taken an opinion of ourselves and we have just beaten ourselves down until it hurts. And I want you to know that you don't have to do this anymore. Everybody struggles with some part of their life, and building high self-esteem is going to be one of the best investments that you can do for yourself. You're not going to be good at everything immediately. So let yourself off the hook just a little bit and start to pat yourself on the back and start to acknowledge the things that you're doing right. Really enjoy hearing from you. So please leave a comment, ask a question, challenge me, please. And of course, subscribe if you want to get more videos like this. Talk to you soon.